Welcome back, Mama, to our second ever squat workout. Let's go ahead getting started by just checking in on our space, making sure we've got that 3 to 5 feet of space around us, got that water bottle nearby if we need it. Let's go ahead, get right into it by reaching right on up, lacing those fingers together. Great big inhale. Exhale, drop it into some arm circles there. All right, let's switch directions, other side. All right, let's inhale, reach it all the way out, reaching across. Inhale, switching sides. Perfect, let's go ahead, reaching right up and over. Inhale, switch sides. Awesome, because we're working on that lower body, let's go ahead, stepping back nice and wide, driving that back heel through the floor, pressing forward and through with our hips. Inhale, switch. Pressing forward and through. Bring yourselves back to center, stepping up nice and wide, forward, lean forward. Stepping out nice and wide, folding forward. Just letting ourselves fall into that hamstring stretch. Inhale, bring it back up nice and slow. Starting to warm things up a little bit more dynamically. Let's bring those legs up and around. Hip openers. All right, let's take them inwards, climbing onto that bicycle seat. Awesome, drop it down. Let's go ahead, great big hip circles. And these are, as silly as they look, a really great way to mobilize our quadriceps, our hamstrings. Stretching out those hamstrings while we drive those hips back. Stretching out our quads while we bring them forward. Switching directions. All right, dropping it down, shaking out those legs. Let's go ahead, grab a sip of that water, get yourself hyped up. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're gonna start just with some body weight squats, but we're gonna add a pulse at the bottom. So I like to have my feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, screwing those legs into the floor, knees and toes are going straight forward. I like to keep my hands kind of up front, kind of T-Rexing a little bit. Dropping down, we're gonna pulse it at the bottom and then come up. Down, pulse, up. Pulse at the bottom, bring it up. All the way up, make sure we're pressing through all 4 corners of those feet. Pulsing at the bottom. And 5, 4, 3, 2, pulse at the bottom, coming back up. All right, grab that water, take a 30-second break. We're just gonna do a quick little form check here, making sure toes and knees are pointing forward. We're not letting those knees fall in, that valgus knee. And as we come up, we're pressing through all 4 corners of our feet, in particular the heel, making sure we're feeling it right back there in those booties. And then we've got a nice proud chest and that we're hugging baby up and in. Now we've checked our form, we've had a quick rest. Let's go ahead, set 2. Chests are proud, hugging baby up and in. Drop it like a squat. Dropping it down, nice pulse. You got this. Pulse at the bottom. And 5, 4, 3, pulse at the bottom, 2, and 1. There it is, that's set 2. Whew. Grab that water, walk it off, shake it off a little bit. Checking in on that form. Are we noticing we're finding this a little bit trickier when we're spending more time in the lengthened position of those glutes? Because that is the intention. We're leaning into what's a little bit trickier here. Whew. All right, give your body what it needs. 5 more seconds. Let's get that nice wide stance. Feet come out. Drop it like a squat. All the way down, all the way up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up. Grab yourself that water. Take an extended rest. I'll go through the form on our next movement while you do so. So next up, we're going to do some reverse lunges. So this one can be done body weight or with a dumbbell, whatever challenge your body needs. And what we're going to do here is we're going to step back first on that right leg, drop that knee down, come back up, and that is 1 rep. So back, down, back up, that is 1 rep. We're going to do half on our right leg first, then half on our left, and that counts as 1 set. So when you're all ready, chest is nice and proud, hugging baby up and in. I like those hands kind of at T-Rex position, but whatever's comfortable for you. Drop that knee down, come back up. Five more on this leg, you're almost there. Last one, and then we'll switch. Switching legs. Really making sure that this kind of stationary leg is actually the one working the most. It's driving through, it's powering us up back down. It's the one resisting gravity. 2, 1. Whew. Bring it up, shake it off, grab a quick water, 30-second rest. Same thing with those squats. We're going to have a form check here. Stepping forward, our knee is always headed in the same direction as our toes. As we drop it down, we're not shifting inwards, outwards, always in the same direction. I'm not going to engage in the knees over toes battle. I just want them to go in the same direction. All right, now that our form is checked, let's go ahead. We're going to step backwards with that right foot first. Knees and toes in the same direction. Drop it down for 10. Awesome, bring it up, shake it up, switch sides. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, take that rest with me here, HMC. Grab that water, we've got 1 more set of these. I don't know why, but lunges just get me. All right, 30 seconds. We're hydrating. Standing up nice and wide, chest is proud, hugging baby up and in. We've got 1 more set. Lunge it out for 10. Bring it up, switch sides. Really focusing on that breath. Zone in on that breathing. 2 and 1. All right, HMC, those lunges are over. We've got one more squatting set, then we're taking it down to the floor. Grab that water, take a second. I'll go ahead and introduce the next exercise. Thank you so much for joining me again. Hope that rest was just what you needed. Let's go ahead, grabbing onto that dumbbell. We're gonna go ahead and do some goblet squats. So pressing that dumbbell in between our hands. You can fold them on top, you can leave them open, whatever's most comfortable for you. And we're gonna do kind of a hybrid stance here. So not too wide, not too narrow. Dropping that booty down, that is 1 rep. Really just making sure we're sitting down like we're sitting in a chair. And resisting gravity as we go. 2 and 1. Bring it up, 30-second rest. Take what you need here. Give yourself a couple seconds. Setting ourselves back up. Remember, we're hugging baby up and in. Nice and neutral spine here. Squatting is so important. The ability to be able to get up and down out of a chair, especially later in life, is a huge predictor for all-cause mortality. So it's really important to keep that lower leg strength. All right, nice and medium stance. Drop it down. Squeeze it up. Three, 2 and 1. Bring it up, shake it off. 30-second rest here. Take what you need here. Grabbing that water. Alrighty. Bringing ourselves back up. Dropping it down like a squat. What kind of squats does Ned Flanders like to do the most? Diddly squats. 2 and 1. Drop those weights down. We don't need them anymore. Take that 1 minute rest and you're gonna meet me back down here on the mat for our last 2 sets. All right, we're down here on our mats. Our first of our working sets down here, we're going to be doing some glute kickbacks. So coming onto a quadrupedal stance, hugging baby up and in, neutral spine. I want you to grab that heel, flex it on the left side, and like we're sliding a box across the floor, just like when we're standing. Kicking out, full extension, squeezing those glutes. And really making sure we're keeping those hips nice and square. And we're gonna switch legs in 2 and 1. Drop it down, switching sides, making sure we're hugging baby up and in. We're not arching that back. Slide that box across the floor. All the way across. Sliding that box. 2 and 1. Drop it down, stretch it out. Giving your body what it needs for our 30-second rest in between sets. Really making sure that we're hugging baby up and in. We're giving that neutral spine. So as a visual, we're just kind of combating that natural curve, hugging baby up and in. And when you're ready, let's go ahead. Right leg first this time. Kicking back, keeping those hips as parallel with the floor as you humanly can. All the way back. And 5, 4, keeping that constant tension. 3, 2, 1, drop it down, switch sides. All the way out, all the way in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, giving your body what it needs here. Stretching it out, grabbing that water. Checking in on where we're feeling it. We're feeling it in those glutes, kind of right here, glute medius, glute minimus there. Making sure that we're not feeling anything in our lower backs. Taking the load off that area. All right, with me now, let's walk those feet out, walk those knees out. Left leg first this time, kicking out for 10. And 1, dropping down, switching sides for 10. Sliding that box, full squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down. And for our very last set here, we're going to do an AMRAP of our clamshells. So let's start lying on our left side, stacking those knees, ankles, and hips above each other. We're going to glue the insteps of our feet together, letting those knees fall open, back down, and using that hand for resistance if we need. 1 minute on the clock, 1 minute AMRAP burnout for our clamshells. All the way out, we're feeling it right in that glute medius there. All the way out, all the way in. Ten more seconds, you're so close. Really starting to kind of feel that deep shake in those muscles there. 2 and 1. All right, let's go ahead, switching sides, coming back up onto those knees, onto our opposite side now. Stacking those knees, those ankles, those hips above each other, glue those feet together. All right, we'll go ahead, clamshell it for 60. Gluing those feet together, resisting gravity, resisting the force of that hand. All the way down, all the way up. You should start to feel that shake about halfway through. We're so close. Really focusing on feeling it right there in those glutes. You should feel that burn. No pain though here, remember? 2 and 1. Dropping it down, bring ourselves back up to a seated position. Let's go ahead and get right into our cool down. Grab that water, give your body what it needs here. Let's go ahead, stepping forward on our left foot, pressing those hips forward and through, lengthening those hip flexors. On the next inhale, let's rock it back, stretch out that hamstring. And bring yourself back to center. Let's switch sides. Inhale, rock it back. Awesome. Bring ourselves back to center. Just sitting on our knees here. Let's go ahead, torso twist, looking over our left shoulder. Then over the right. Stepping out with that left leg, reaching over hamstring stretch. Bring yourselves back up to center, switching sides, right leg comes out. Back to center, feet together, folding forward, stretching out those hips. Then inhale, bring it right back up. Great big inhale with me, reaching up. And exhale, drop it down. And there you have it, mama. That is our second very sweaty squat workout. I can't wait to see you next time. Make sure to hydrate, and we'll see you later.